Alright, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be an unboxing of this knife, and as you can see here, this is the Spyderco Sprint Run Native Chief in Rex 45 and Burnt Orange G10. And I got this knife from Indiana Knives. So they got them on Friday, and this actually got to me on Monday. So very fast shipping again from Indiana Knives, and I really appreciate that. I'm actually filming this on Tuesday morning just because I didn't have time to do it on Monday, and it was pretty difficult not opening it for the sake of doing the video here. But I think, you know, watching these are enjoyable because you get to see the excitement and the true first reactions of a knife or to a knife. So opened it with my Spyderco Police 4 lightweight, one of my favorites for sure. And let's take a look at it. And some wrapping paper. Put that aside. And here it is. So their Native Chief Rex 45. And let's take a look at it. So let's read the thing real quick. So Indiana Knives sends these nice little keychains. The first one I got from them was kind of like an acrylic. This is wood burnt, and it's really nice looking. Those are good for your, extra keys or something like that. And speaking of Indiana Knives, Eric Ziliak. So if you're ever interested in, picking up a knife, check out Indiana Knives. Didn't get a deal from them or anything like that. I always like to say if I do, but good service. I've gotten good service from Eric, so I appreciate that. This Spyderco also includes this little card that tells you that it's a high carbon steel, and it's not, a stainless steel. If you watch this channel, you probably know that there's a little sticker too that I use. A lot of carbon steel knives because I like traditional knives, so that's not really a big deal to me, but for a lot of people who are familiar with modern steels or stainless steels, it's a good thing to read over. But here is the write-up on it, a little bit about CPM Rex 45, that it's a super high-speed particle metallurgy tool steel. So I'm not a huge steel person. Like I said, I use 1095 just as much as anything else. I still think S30V is pretty good, but then it also, but I appreciate it. And the nice thing about these is about the Rex 45 Sprint Runs in Orange G10 is that they haven't been much more expensive than the normal version. So this knife was like $172 or something like that. And the normal version is like $168. So, an extra $5 and you get a cool steel and a cool handle. As compared to another Native Chief Sprint that recently came out in S90V and solid carbon fiber. Spyderco often uses a kind of like a carbon fiber layer over G10. It was solid carbon fiber, and that was like $245. And I know carbon fiber is expensive, but I just didn't want to go up that much in price, even though it was cool. But you can read over this here while I'm talking. And let's, without any more ado, get into the knife. So these knives from Spyderco that are carbon steel come with a desiccant packet. Don't need that. And here it is. So one thing with these Burnt Orange G10 is that they are not super bright orange. So let me grab a bright orange knife to compare to. I didn't intend to do this, but here are some brighter orange knives to give you a comparison. So this is a Gradation Cutlery Farm and Field number 71. Pretty bright orange, but not even quite as bright orange as this knife, which is the Steel Will Gecko. So you can see there's a, noticeable difference in color. This is much more muted. But still pretty cool looking, I would say. And let's take a look at the centering real quick. Pretty good. Not quite exactly perfect, maybe a little towards the non-clip side, but close enough, certainly not rubbing. Clip looks good. no like big gaps or anything weird like that, which you would expect. The G10 is like, it's not a super rough pattern, but it does have some texture to it for sure. A little bit of what you might call marring there around the lanyard hole, but nothing too bad. And let's open it. Pretty smooth. Ooh, nice and drop closed. Yeah, pretty smooth. I love the ergonomics of this knife. I mean, it is just extremely comfortable. I've wanted them to make what was called the, I'm forgetting what they called it now, the original kind of first attempt at this type of knife. I'm forgetting what it was called, but it was an elongated native, and I've wanted one since I saw that. But yeah, these are pretty cool. A little bit of an edge there, if you see that. It's gonna be tough to get that to focus, but a little bit of an edge there. So that'll wear away, but my fingernails are super short right now because I have a competition coming up. But yeah, a little bit of an edge. Let's see about blade play. Now, unlocked, there's a little bit of side to side. Locked, there's not really any, and there's no forward and back. So that's something where most people don't care about blade play when it's unlocked. I might try to adjust it a little bit. I'm not sure. I do want to make sure that there is some thread locker, you know, removable thread locker on these pivots, because there wasn't on the most recent knife I got from Spyderco other than this knife. But pretty cool. Such a really like long leaf-shaped blade here. I'll show you it as compared to a Spyderco Native 5, the smaller kind of normal sized brother. Now this one's been used and sharpened a lot, so the blade shape's a little different than when you get them, but you can see they have pretty much the same spider hole size. It's just, and pretty much the same blade shape and handle shape. It's just elongated. And I'll show you it next to the Spyderco Police 4 lightweight also, because that's a better size comparison. So the Police 4 is a little longer for sure, but pretty close in size. I'd say that's a pretty good size comparison. So yeah, I'm happy with this one. I think that I am, you know, slowing down on expensive knife purchases. I think I'm gonna focus more on less expensive, more budget-friendly knives. I know that's probably not great for the channel, but I'd rather do what I want to do than worry about, you know, doing what I have to for the channel. But I wanted to get a Native Chief because it is a knife that I wanted for a long time, and so I wanted to have one to carry and use and enjoy. So yeah, pretty nice, you know, some little machining things with those edges there, and then a little bit of marring. That's, again, not a huge deal to me. It's not functional. And I might adjust the pivot. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. But otherwise, just a really long, pointy, you know, thin, slicey knife, and a pretty cool one from Spyderco. So if you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and like it. You can subscribe. I've got more videos like this coming, and hit the bell for notifications. And as always, last but not least, don't forget to go out and do good.